Genesis chapter 1 verse 31. Here we have the general review and approval of everything God had made. At the close of the 6 days' work of creation, man, as well as other things, was very good when he came from his Maker's hand, but good as yet untried, and therefore good in capacity rather than in victory over temptation. It remains yet to be seen whether he will be good in act and habit. This completes, then, the restoration of that order and fullness, the absence of which is described in the second verse. The account of the 6 days' work, therefore, is the counterpart of that verse. The 6 days fall into 2 threes corresponding to each other in the course of events. The first and fourth days refer principally to the darkness on the face of the deep. The second and fifth to the disorder and emptiness of the aerial and aqueous elements. And the third and sixth to the similar condition of the land. Again, the first 3 days refer to a lower, the second 3 to a higher order of things. On the first, the darkness on the face of the earth is removed. On the fourth, that on the face of the sky. On the second, the water is distributed above and below the expanse. On the fifth, the living natives of these regions are called into being. On the third, the plants rooted in the soil are made. On the sixth, the animals that move freely over it are brought into existence. This chapter shows the folly and sin of the worship of light, of sun, moon, or star, of air or water, of plant, of fish or fowl, of earth, of cattle, creeping thing or wild beast, or finally of man himself. As all these are but the creatures of the one eternal Spirit, who, as the creator of all, is alone to be worshipped by his intelligent creatures. This chapter is also to be read with wonder and adoration by man, as he finds himself to be constituted Lord of the earth, next in rank under the Creator of all, formed in the image of his Maker, and therefore capable not only of studying the works of nature, but of contemplating and reverently communing with the author of nature. In closing the interpretation of this chapter, it is proper to refer to certain first principles of hermeneutical science. First, that interpretation only is valid which is true to the meaning of the author. The very first rule on which the interpreter is bound to proceed is to assign to each word the meaning it commonly bore in the time of the writer. This is the prime key to the works of every ancient author, if we can only discover it. The next is to give a consistent meaning to the whole of that which was composed at one time, or in one place by the author. The presumption is that there was a reasonable consistency of thought in his mind during one effort of composition. A third rule is to employ faithfully and discreetly whatever we can learn concerning the time, place, and other circumstances of the author, to the elucidation of his meaning. And in the second place, the interpretation now giving claims acceptance on the ground of its internal and external consistency with truth. First, it exhibits the consistency of the whole narrative in itself. It acknowledges the narrative character of the first verse. It assigns an essential significance to the words "the heavens" in that verse. It attributes to the second verse a prominent place and function in the arrangement of the record. It places the special creative work of the 6 days in due subordination to the absolute creation recorded in the first verse. It gathers information from the primitive meanings of the names that are given to certain objects, and notices the subsequent development of these meanings. It accounts for the manifestation of light on the first day and of the luminaries of heaven on the fourth, and traces the orderly steps of a majestic climax throughout the narrative. It is in harmony with the usage of speech as far as it can be known to us at the present day. It assigns to the words heavens, earth, expand, stay, no greater latitude of meaning than was then customary. It allows for the diversity of phraseology employed in describing the acts of creative power. It sedulously refrains from importing modern notions into the narrative. Second, the narrative thus interpreted is in striking harmony with the dictates of reason and the axioms of philosophy concerning the essence of God and the nature of man. On this, it is unnecessary to dwell. Third, it is equally consistent with human science. It substantially accords with the present state of astronomical science. It recognizes, as far as can be expected, the relative importance of the heavens and the earth, the existence of the heavenly bodies from the beginning of time, the total and then the partial absence of light from the face of the deep as the local result of physical causes. It allows, also, if it were necessary, between the original creation, recorded in the first verse, and the state of things described in the second, the interval of time required for the light of the most distant discoverable star to reach the earth. No such interval, however, could be absolutely necessary, as the Creator could as easily establish the luminous connection of the different orbs of heaven as summon into being the element of light itself. Fourth, it is also in harmony with the elementary facts of geological knowledge. The land, as understood by the ancient author, may be limited to that portion of the earth's surface which was known to antediluvian man. The elevation of an extensive tract of land, the subsidence of the overlying waters into the comparative hollows, the clarifying of the atmosphere, the creation of a fresh supply of plants and animals on the newly formed continent, compose a series of changes which meet the geologist again and again in prosecuting his researches into the bowels of the earth. What part of the land was submerged when the new soil emerged from the waters? How far the shock of the plutonic or volcanic forces may have been felt? Whether the alteration of level extended to the whole solid crust of the earth, or only to a certain region surrounding the cradle of mankind? The record before us does not determine. It merely describes in a few graphic touches that are strikingly true to nature, the last of those geologic changes which our globe has undergone. Genesis chapter 1 verse 31. Fifth, it is in keeping, as far as it goes, with the facts of botany, zoology, and ethnology. Sixth, it agrees with the cosmogonies of all nations, so far as these are founded upon a genuine tradition and not upon the mere conjectures of a lively fancy. Finally, it has the singular and superlative merit of drawing the diurnal scenes of that creation, to which our race owes its origin in the simple language of common life, and presenting each transcendent change as it would appear to an ordinary spectator standing on the earth. It was thus sufficiently intelligible to primeval man, and remains to this day intelligible to us, as soon as we divest ourselves of the narrowing preconceptions of our modern civilization.